Oh, 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 oh. Shut up, honey.
Writing this memoir has been a deeply personal and reflective journey for me. As a private person who has often been the subject of public scrutiny and misrepresentation, I feel a responsibility to clarify the facts. I believe it is important to share my perspective, the truth. Writing this
love the
memoir
fucking-
has been a deeply personal and reflective journey.
Why is everything around this family so fucking gaudy and just cheap? And why are they using this? This is like a stock. Like, why would you even use this as a picture? This looks like it came out of a like the stock pictures you would find if you would open like a image editor. Like, oh, here's like an example of a. Oh my God. Hi, baby.
What?
Just like appearing. I thought it was going to be way worse. She seems fine.
And this is one of the great tricks that I think the sexual revolution pulled on the American populace, which is this idea that, like, well, okay, these marriages were fundamentally, you know, they were maybe even violent, but certainly they were unhappy. And so getting rid of them and making it easier for people to shift spouses like they change their underwear, that's going to make people happier in the long term. And maybe it worked out for the moms and dads, though I'm skeptical, but it really didn't work out for the kids of those marriages. And I think that's what all of us. And this is one of the great.
Okay. What happened to the audio?
Tricks that I think the sexual revolution pulled.
Somebody said the mic is too quiet, and somebody turned up the gain instead of the channel volume.
Happy.
That's what happened.
All right, so these TikToks came across my feed, and there were some people upset because no man was showing up to a singles event.
I would love if we could be honest and rebrand singles events as The Truth, which is a perfect place to meet your brand new platonic best friend. Men don't go to these. Men do not go to singles events. Stop paying money to go to singles events. Men don't go. Stop it.
So I have to cancel the singles event that I planned to be on my farm this weekend. Y'all know I'm an event planner and I have a fish farm, and I advertised a fishing for love event where singles could come here and fish and have dinner and meet each other in person, not on a dating app. And 5 women RSVP'd yes, and 1 man. And even the 1 man that did RSVP did it through one of the ladies. Now, I did all of my marketing specifically towards men because I knew that the women would RSVP.
Did you see the Nico avocado transformation? Is it possible to lose that much in 7 months? if you the most weight anybody can lose is around 1 to 2 pounds a week in the long term. Any more than that, they're lying. That's it. It's not 7 months, it's 2 years. In 2 years, you could lose over 100 pounds of body weight, for sure. Maybe 150 to 200 if you're like hardcore dieting like crazy.
I promoted the event on 45 different Facebook groups, specifically about hunting, fishing, camping, country life, and all local.
Destiny, when he finds out fighters can shed and gain 15 to 25 pounds of weight in one night. First of all, no. 25 pounds in one night? Your mom is bacon when he finds out that he gets all of his dieting or quick weight loss advice from fucking subreddits of people that have never done wrestling or anything in their entire fucking life. Okay? No. Also, if you weren't a fucking retard, you would have heard me say, in the long term, in a day or two, you can fluctuate your weight a lot by dehydrating yourself. You can gain or lose a ton of weight within the course of a day or two. If you just weigh yourself every day, you can notice naturally your weight will fluctuate by up to 3 to 5 pounds in a day or two without even really explicitly trying it. It's possible because of like gaining or losing water. But in the long term, you're losing about 1 to 1.5 pounds a week if you're pretty stringently dieting. Maybe 2 pounds a week if you're pretty fat and you hardcore diet.
To my area.
A lot of things and a lot of activities that men don't want women around when they do them.
I was gonna just say, a lot of activities that men like to do to get away from women.
It's like hunting. Yo, I do. It is a no.
I mean, I would not take a woman with me hunting because I already know, women prefer to be with the bear. So, we're not going into any woods together. Sorry, you know what I just pictured?
What?
I just pictured a hunter going into the woods, and then he's like pointing his rifle, looking down the scope, and then he sees a woman, and then he sees a bear, and he's like, time to make her feel safe, and he just walks away.
You know what's in singles event for men? You know what it sounds like? Oh shit, there's a singles event. Let me put my best clown suit, and I'm gonna go entertain them ladies, all right. Because they're not gonna do the talking. I'm not gonna do that. Even speed dating, every time it's so, tell me about yourself. Again, all right. So I got impressed all night long. What I look like, Lionel Richie? Shit.
I know that my post reached over 12,000 people specific to the age group, the gender, and the interests that I just described. And yet, no man RSVP'd.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up.
With you because the last time you invited me to your church's singles event, it was all women there. Girl, might as well have been a ladies' night or something.
We had a good time the last time, remember?
What I remember was that we spent half the time praying for husbands when the husband should have been there that night at the event. No.
You're being dramatic. It was a few dudes there.
It was 3 guys there, and 2 of them were there with their girlfriend. And then the other one was there with his wife. At a singles event.
And that's why I do not go to those mixers anymore. When you go, it ends up being nothing but women. And to those men that like to say you can't find women, you can't approach women, they're there at these mixers. It's a beautiful, successful women who are making a conscious effort to put themselves out there to meet someone. And before you start hating, there's just a bunch of women that can't find nobody. And there's a lot of people out there that can't find anybody. Young, old, black, white, rich, poor. These women are actively putting in the work to make themselves available.
That's right.
Guys, you really don't even have to spend money at these events. Fellas, start signing up for these events. Start going to these events. I like these events because it makes it easy to approach someone and it makes it easy for someone to approach you. Classic stuff. Putting this out there because I want to start going to them again. Yeah, sign up for them. Just sign up for someone and it makes it easy for someone to approach you.
Hold on one second. Jesus.
Classic stuff. Putting this out there because I want to start going to them again. Y'all sign up for them. Just sign up for them.
All right. Any thoughts?
Yeah, even if I was single, I wouldn't go to those events. What? No, I wouldn't go. There's nothing appealing to go to an event and then having to, like I said, let me put on my clown suit and entertain all these ladies one after the other. No, that's tiring. I always have to come up with a conversation. I gotta be like, yo, I gotta be the freshest and the quick-witted. No, I'm not doing it.
We just went on a vacation with the boys. Yeah, because boys being boys. And we were able to make that trip better thanks to Surfshark. First and foremost, what is Surfshark? It is a VPN changer. It changes the location of where your device is at. So whenever you book your ticket to go on a trip with the boys, well, you're able to change the location of your device so you can get a better deal. Boom! While you're chilling with the boys, because boys being boys, you want to watch all your shows from back home, but sometimes depending on where you are, those shows are not available on different streaming platforms that you're using. Well, you're able to change the location that you are to back home, even when your vacay is not over, so you don't miss a thing while you're out with the boys. And one of my boys was like, can I use your Surfshark? Although you can use with one subscription, you can use different devices. I told him, well, you know.
How do you penetrate the perimeter of a group of women? Just jump in the middle of them and go, ah, and then just start talking and be cool.
You know what? Don't use my...
Try it. Record it. Get a friend to record it. Let me know how it goes.
My subscription, use yours. You can use my promo code. Yeah, use promo code Aba&Preach and you're going to be able to get free. Yeah, that's a lot of boys. That's a lot of vacation. But thanks to Surfshark, it made the vacay better. Yeah, click on the link below or you just use promo code Aba&Preach to get one. No, not one. Not two. Say it together now. Boys being boys. Thanks, Surfshark.
I have done these like 9 or 10 years ago, so maybe the landscape's different now. Back in the day, it used to be men who had to pay, women didn't have to pay. Kind of like nightclubs, every life. And it's just a miserable
what are you
experience
doing?
for dudes.
What did you just do? Did he just come running from somewhere? He just like crashed into that. What did you do to him? He's losing his mind. Hi, baby.
Did our energy drinks not come?
They were supposed to be in that box yesterday. But I'm sure they're gonna send me a code and have them delivered today. And they didn't just disappear into the ethers, I'm sure. Hopefully.
It's okay. It's a miserable experience for 80% of dudes. Okay, because this is the way these events always go. All right, unless there's like some proper matchmaking where they're looking at profiles and matching people together, that they're like, okay, I have a high ratio of these people and they okay. Unless it's that, it's miserable because you show up, it's 100 random men, 100 random women, okay, and right off the top, it's pretty simple how things are gonna go. 80 to 60% of the dudes are gonna get X right away because they don't look that good, and these women who go to these things are generally young professionals who have some pretty elevated standards, and they're gonna be looking at generally the top 20 to 30% of the guys, okay? And don't take my word for it. If you ask any matchmaker who runs a lot of these events, they'll tell you this is how it goes. A lot of the same dudes are gonna have all these women living their numbers with them, whereas the rest of the guys be lucky to have even one, okay? So of course women are gonna enjoy the experience a lot more because they're gonna see matches that they're really gonna like, and they're gonna probably have some reciprocity or at least a lot higher odds, whereas for dudes, it's gonna be like almost nobody wanting your number at the end of the night.
Okay, so I've heard this advice in regards to like Tinder and stuff before, but I don't know how this connects to the beginning of the video where it was looking like these girls were saying all of these events were completely empty. So I don't understand how that, I don't know how that connects to the first half of this video, but
that's the way these events go. And like Preach said, what a lot of Preach said was true. It is generally on us to carry the conversation or do a lot of the work and breaking the ice and all this stuff. So it feels like you're auditioning for 100 people. And it's a lot of rejection for you to have to do in a short amount of time. Speed dating is also speed L's. It's a lot of rejection. You're literally going from one L to the next L to the next L, right? And you got to carry your self-esteem like it's going well, but like, especially if you have even a modicum of self-awareness, you're going to sit at the table, you can see the girl right in front of you does not want you, but you got to spend a minute with her.
Speed hell.
And you got to do that with the next girl and the next girl, right? So you guys got to understand it's not a fun experience for a lot of people. And that's why folks don't want to do it. And why would these guys...
Does the beginning of the video make these events look really attractive for men? If you're literally the only guy there, it's got to increase your chances compared to Tinder, right? Maybe. I have never been to one of these before, so I don't know what the vibe or anything is like. I have no clue.
Ever sign up for speed dating and do this IRL stuff where they have to take these rejections right on the chin when they can just do this shit online now, maintain their dignity for the most part, not have to take a bunch of embarrassing moments in person, invest money, invest a night, dress up, all that other shit. They just do it and probably have better success rate. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. That's the reason why fellas are not going to these things. And I don't think it's really not going to these things. I think there's some instances of this that was probably becoming more common, right? But yeah, I wouldn't do them either. Fuck that shit. I'll do a lot of events. I'll never do one of these dating events IRL. Yeah, that shit sounded horrible. That lady was talking about, oh, guys, just sign up. These women, they're waiting and all this other stuff.
Exactly, they're waiting.
Yeah, but most men have realized those women are not waiting for them. So why am I going to go there to find that out? And that's what it is.
I'm tired, man. I wouldn't want to do that. Fuck that shit.
No?
I'd stay home, PlayStation with my hands in my pants and just ordering a pizza.
Facts.
And that's going to, that would be my profile. I'd be like, hey, if you want to do that, holler.
Yes.
Other than that,
yes.
I'm gonna play. If you're down with me playing PlayStation and then eating pizza and then talking shit, then that's it. That's gonna be on my profile. I don't have to go out. I don't have to. No, I would be like, yo, who's down with that? Nobody? Cool. I'm having fun by myself.
Yeah, and look, at the end of the day, you don't have to have sympathy for these guys, because at the end of the day, you can just look at it and be like, well, if they don't want to put in the effort and they find nobody, that's their problem. Yep. And I would agree with you.
Yep.
I would agree with you. The same way women, if you guys don't want to be friendly when dudes do approach you, you don't have to be. That's fine. And if it ends up with you not finding somebody, that's okay too. Everyone's got to make their choices for whatever life they want to live. And if you want to give yourself less opportunities to meet women because you say it's not worth the risk or whatever it is, that's fine. But if you end up dying alone, that's your problem too.
That's 100%.
Right? The same way as ladies' problems.
You have to be able to understand the consequences of your actions.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, am I saying that staying home with my hands in my pants and playing PlayStation for the rest of my life is a good thing? No, not necessarily. It's going to become really lonely.
Yeah.
But the rejections and shit like that, yo. But the worst thing she can say is no. The worst thing she can say is ew. Okay, and that's fucked up.
No, the problem is not that you get one no. It's that you get 100 no's throughout the night.
In the night.
Yeah.
The whole night.
Yeah. Do you know how disheartening it has to be to meet 100 women and to receive 3 replies, 3 from women you were never interested in? So you spent a whole night, you spoke to 100 people, and not a single one that you liked you back. And you have to do that in perpetuity. I'll pass. I'll hard pass. But as I said, everybody got to make their choices. Right? I sometimes have dudes come up to me like, I don't know how to meet women. I'm like, you got any social hobbies? No. All right, bro, what you want me to do for you, man?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guess I don't know how popular these have ever been in the past in terms of people meeting each other, but I always feel like the best place to meet people is usually just like doing your hobbies, and then people are there, and then you like make friends that way. The easiest place is school. Then after that is like kind of work, but if you're working in like a 90% male environment, you're kind of fucked. And then past that, you just die alone if you haven't found anybody yet. That's what it feels like. I don't know.
Don't do social activities. You don't really go outside. Outside of work, you work with a bunch of dudes. And are you willing to change that? No? Okay, then die alone. That's what I'm going to say to you guys. You want to complain about society all you want. You have not done enough to give yourself a real chance. You don't want to do the speed dating stuff. You want to do that? Die alone. The same way these ladies, they want to be hella difficult. Die alone. That's your problem. Some of you guys have to take accountability for the reason why you're not finding people. Absolutely. But speed dating, I think there's other alternatives that are 1,000 times better. I would tell people, go take a dance class, go to your local rock climbing gym, get in shape, whatever the fuck it is. There's plenty of activities that are social that you can do with other people where you can meet people naturally. Don't do speed dating. That's my personal advice for most of you. Anything else?
I wouldn't. Yeah, I travel.
Travel?
I travel more than, if you can, afford it, of course. But I travel. I'd be like, hey, you know what?
Just go to rock climbing.
Let me just.
It's way cheaper. You guys not traveling nowhere.
Let's go to rock climbing.
Go rock climbing. Go dancing. Okay.
It's almost. It's almost if you said go fuck yourself. Yo, go climb a rock.
Go climb a rock.
Yeah, damn.
Because what you said is too expensive. Well, travel and go meet somebody? No.
That's true.
No, that's not right. At any rate, let's know what you guys think in the comments.
Wow. I'm having a huge problem in the morning, guys. I think I've watched almost all the house clips. I don't know if I should just start buying the seasons and... Oh, here's one. Oh, okay, never mind. There's a few more. Oh, true. Hold on. There's a house clip about speed dating. I'm about to drop the hottest take in the universe. Are you ready? I'm going to drop this hot take and I'm going to combine it with a fuck you. Chase is, in all actuality, mid as fuck. But he dresses well and grooms well and has. The killer part is the Australian accent. 1,000,000,000,000%. If this guy spoke and like whatever voice cell sound came out of his mouth, he would be insanely forgettable. But because he has that Australian accent and he grooms okay and dresses whatever, it works. He becomes instantly like a 9 out of 10. If you have a nice, there's one time, I think it's the Cambridge accent. There's a British accent and then there's an Australian accent. And if you have either of these accents, you're set. You are so set. You automatically get like a 4-point bump. A 6 out of 10 becomes a 10 out of 10 if you have one of these two accents. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Hair Chase was way more attractive than short hair Chase. Every single person in the house world is like 135 IQ minimum. It's a style of writing. It works for the show, but it's just funny because every single patient, like almost every single person you bump into, they always have like, they're very witty, very clever. They've always got like good responses to everything.
Fucking pulled out in front of me, cunt. I was already in front of you, dude. I couldn't have pulled out in front of you. Well, there's no need to fucking stick your finger up and treat me like a fucking cunt. I didn't treat you like a cunt, you fucking asshole cunt. I'm driving up the fucking road. You pull straight out and fuck could you have been in front of me? Because I was 50 metres in front of you. I pulled the indicator. Let me fucking tell you something. Let me fucking tell you something. I'm listening. Let me fucking tell you. I'm fucking listening, dude. You fucking drove up the road, you right? Yeah. You fucking drove up the road and then you pulled straight out in fucking front of me. I'm already in front of you, man. I indicated and pulled across in front of you. I was already...
This is a live leaks video? Jesus.
Claimed to be God. He said...
Why is Sneeko wearing the hat thing? Oh, God. Oh, it's a proper stream, right? This isn't real, right? He doesn't actually do this shit now, does he? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Fucking Malco X over here. Please stop. There's no way this is real. He has the full garb? No shot.
Before Abraham was, I am. Because that's what God's name is I am. And when Jesus said that, that's when the Jews said he's a blasphemer. They said he's claiming to be God, kill him. And that's really the thing is, you know, there's little dispute. You know, when you look at the stories about Christianity, they date back really to the 1st century. And even the non-Christian sources date back to the same time, they're contemporary. There's no dispute that the crucifixion happened. There is dispute about the resurrection. Obviously, secular people don't believe it happened. But there's really, you either believe that Christ was God or he wasn't. But there's really no middle ground. You know, some people like to say, well, he was like this great social teacher. Well, he was some other thing. He said he was God. So either he said he was God and he was and he rose from the dead, or he wasn't and he died and that was it. But he did live, he did get crucified, and he did claim to be that. And that's why I think the Muslim position almost makes no sense, because it says there was, by magic, a body double that kind of came in. I don't even know how that happens. No one talks about that.
No, it's not magic. They say that the body was replaced at the last second, and Jesus was ascended. And the same time, like when you say, we believe that God breathed, and he said, be, and Jesus appeared. The same.
Is that what Muslims say about Jesus? Is that true?
You bring up that verse where you say, I am. Does that, can you really say that that's a source of him claiming to be God?
Absolutely. Well, that's God's name.
Am?
And that's what he meant. And there's, yeah, I am.
That's God's name?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's why it was blasphemous. He said, before Abraham was, I...
Is that true? I've never heard that in my life. Not to say that's not true, but... Maybe I did hear that a long time ago. The meaning of the name Yahweh, as noted, has been interpreted as I am, or he that is. Huh.
I am. And what does that mean? It means that, and you know, that's what God revealed his name to be. And so he, you know, and Jesus was...
he is him.
Jewish. And he was saying that to the Jews. Of course, he was in Judea. He was in Israel. They're the land of Israel. And so when he said that to them, he knew what he was saying, they knew what he was saying, and that's why he was killed.
Yes, I was taught that Jesus was whisked to heaven and still lives immortally and was replaced in the moment before death by a lookalike. Okay, interesting.
Yeah. If you want to go, then you go to hill and go down.
Why you get fried,
yes,
man?
why? Are you crazy?
You're fucking paranoid,
You are
man.
fucking, you are fucking.
You fucking, you bloody.
You bloody.
Fuck you, bloody. Bastard bitch.
You
fuck you,
bastard,
fuck you. Bloody, fuck you, bloody. Fucking mother, bloody, fuck bitch.
Bitch, you.
Bloody, fuck you fucking bloody bastard. Benchwood, bloody.
Benchwood, you.
You blunder.
No, but why?
Bloody no.
Why?
Bloody
If
fucking.
If accident, then what you wanna do?
Why you fuck me? I fuck you, bloody. Bloody bastard. Fucking running like lady, eh? Bloody. What the fuck, man? Fucking now shout at me, innit? Why you shouting at me?
Because I am going to the work. If you don't do, you do the other places.
Why you shouting?
Because of this, you are doing. Hello. I don't know. You are doing like this. I think you are going to accident.
No, shouting at me no good, man. Me no shout at you.
But the thing is that, what you think if you do like this one, you are going at work and somebody else.
But that
like
one,
this.
if you running like that one, you gonna fucking fall, innit?
But
hurting yourself.
But yeah, because of this, I saved myself.
That one very icy road, man.
Where's the dumb. Black Jacket 1. Okay.
I'm fine.
Pour it out, put it in the bin.
Hello?
Pick it up, pour it out, and put it in the bin, please.
Bin is trash can for bongers, in case you didn't know that.
No, I'm not willing to do that.
You're not willing to do that?
I've paid for that alcohol, so why should I pour it out in the bin? Thank you, you'll do it.
What's your name, please?
Hey, what's the crack here? What's your name? I've done nothing wrong. So
You've got alcohol in the street. You got alcohol in the street. You've got an open bottle in the street. You shouldn't have it.
Oh, well, that's a serious, mega crime, isn't it?
Right now it is, yeah.
Major crime. You know what I mean?
Well, if you play your cards right, all you need to do is give me a name.
I'm not being funny, mate, but what the fuck are you pulling me?
Right, swear once more, you'll be arrested. Don't swear again.
I'm
Pick
sorry.
up your litter, please.
I'm sorry, Baldy.
You can call me Baldy or like. Don't bother me.
I didn't call you Baldy, Baldy.
Yeah, 10-4, just wanted you to cast your eye over a fact.
What's your name, please?
Mister.
Give me your name and address now or I'll arrest you.
Wait, is this real? This isn't real, is it?
Name and address now or I'll arrest you.
Right, my name is...
You're under arrest.
For what? For what?
You swore at me, I warned you. Now you won't give me your name and address. Because you swore at me. Now you won't give me your name and address. That means I can arrest you.
I'm under arrest?
Yep.
You got this on camera, sir? Have you? I'm under arrest for what?
In you get.
I'm under arrest because I didn't give him my name.
Partially.
After making the arrest, the officers noticed something strange.
Tim.
Luckily, having a night out in the phone box isn't an arrestable offence. In the van, the Joker still hasn't learned his
What?
lesson.
These people are like aliens, dude. What the fuck is this country? These people are not right in the head. This is not normal. This is not normal behavior, bongers. You understand that?
And continue.
Why?
Luckily, having a night out in the phone box isn't an arrestable offence.
Is this near what? There's some street in Bongerland. There's probably a ton of them in London where people are. Is it near Piccadilly Square? Is that a real place? Like people are partying until like 2 or 3 a.m. or whatever. I don't know if it's near here. It looks like this, but that's some wacky shit. Not London. Oh, this isn't even in London. Okay, never mind. Piccadilly Square, Circle. I don't know what the fuck it is. Piccadilly something.
In the van, the Joker still
This is in Scarborough, though, way out of London.
hasn't learned his lesson and continues to give the
Piccadilly
officers
Circus.
grief.
You bear in mind that local knowledge is extremely limited.
Because you've got no hair.
Follow me! It's not my fault, his fault. Look at him! He's not got no hair as well. He fixed his hair because he's bald.
Walk down, please.
Walk down nicely, you know, like a good citizen.
Good chap. And then make your way towards the door, please.
You know, I don't want to be on fucking telly. These police officers arrested me for nothing.
Get down, please.
Absolutely no reason for not giving my name. See what I mean? Police brutality. Oh no! Please don't do it! See what I'm saying, mate? Makes good TV, doesn't it?
After a night at the cells, the Joker refused a fine for being drunk and disorderly. The matter will now have to go to court.
Where's the one guy? Oh, fuck. There's some guy in a neighborhood that what are they called? Are they called trap cars or bait cars or?
Why are you running from the police?
Bruh.
Did you break into a house? Did you burglarize a house?
Hell no. Bro, get away from the car, bro. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
We were talking before. You were just talking to these officers.
But I don't want to talk to you, though.
Did you break into a house?
No.
Okay, well, why are you in custody, then?
I don't know.
You don't know? You have no idea why you've been arrested?
No idea, sir. Why you got hair coming out your nose? I'm just
I have hair coming out of my nose and...
I'm just bullshit. Nah, I ain't breaking no house, though, man.
You didn't break into any house?
What channel this is?
Channel 2. Number
Channel
1.
2, as dude. Hey, man. Y'all
You want to say anything to your mom or anything like that, or anyone you know?
My bad, Mom. My bad. I'll be home in a couple days.
Were you hurt when you were running away from...
I'm gonna bite my neck. He tied me in the neck, boy. I'm just bullshit.
On the west curb. Walking up to the passenger side now. Alright, he is inside the car.
This guy's wearing gloves. Smart Money says it's not because it's cold out.
Driver.
How does he know that?
Door open. He's in the driver's seat. Car's on.
Maybe he's just gonna go park it for the guy.
Car is away southbound. Driver's door is open. He's keeping the door open.
When somebody leaves a bay car door open, it tells us he knows the car's a bay car. Anything can happen. It's dangerous. They may run.
I know. I already know. Y'all ain't fooling nobody. Full tank of gas. Come on.
The driver may think he knows what's going on, but Detective Green is 2 steps ahead of him.
He's probably gonna run.
So, units start heading this way.
Fool is right.
We are now northbound Whitner.
From Marson.
Tired of talking to himself, the joyful suspect appeals to a higher power.
Ah, Lord, you see this? Making a right turn.
But the only answer he gets is from some guys on the street.
I know it is. I know.
Sometimes individuals in the neighborhood are very street smart.
So street smart.
They'll even give cat calls, bird calls, whatever you want to call it, to the other criminal to let them know we're coming.
And sure enough,
I already knew. Yeah, it was too easy. It was too easy. I ain't got no weapons or nothing. I already knew it was stolen. Hands up. I already knew. I already knew. Hands up. I already knew.
How'd you know?
Cause I watched the show.
Well, why'd you take the car then?
I don't know. I want to be a star, I guess.
I wonder if you say that. First of all, how popular even was this show?
On the West.
I wonder if you say shit like that. I wonder if you could get off of like criminal charges by showing that like you didn't have like criminal intent. You're like, oh, I just thought they were filming a show. I wanted to be a star or whatever. If you weren't destined just a blue collar worker, how do you think your love life would be like? Would your social skills carry you? I don't know. Date women, fuck bitches, and fuck your mom.
What would...
Not larceny, but is taking a car without permission. Government thought of that. Wow, okay.
This is quite possibly the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. You are reporting that someone stole the drugs that you were trying to sell them.
Sir, I'm broke. I'm just trying to make a little bit
At what
money.
point does this make any sense?
This is fake. Okay.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Get in your car, dude. Get in your car! I'm in my car. That's fair, man. That's fair.
This is fake. Okay. Is it illegal to steal something that was left out on purpose to be stolen? Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Oh, I think I've seen this before.
Is that close enough? M478GFJ.
Thank you. Wow.
Too close, mate. You passed me way too close.
Mate, how fucking big is that bicycle? Do you need to drive in the road? Well, you're fucking lucky that I didn't hit you, didn't you? If you'd have actually had the decency to go over one side instead of taking the whole fucking road.
Into the door zone. Into the door zone.
Are you a fucking tank? No. Are you a car? No. You're a fucking little bicycle, but you seem to want to be in the middle of the road.
Okay.
Well, that's your problem. You get knocked off.
Is it?
Now, fuck off.
Is that what it says in the highway code?
No, it says knock you cunts over.
Is that what it says?
Yeah. Fucking whack.
That's very interesting. You're on camera. I'm going to put you on YouTube.
Put me on where you like and I'll fucking kill you.
I'm going to report you to the police.
Go on, then do it now.
This tape is going to go to the police.
Do it now. You're a fucking idiot. You're not right. Where does the highway code say you sit in the middle of the fucking road?
You can discuss it with the police. I'm reporting you. I've got your registration. I've got you on camera.
And it's Peugeot 405.
I know what it is.
Yeah. And by the way, have you got insurance on your bicycle? No.
Yes.
Have you got a helmet on? No.
I don't have to wear a helmet.
No. But are you a sensible person?
Are you wearing a seatbelt?
Are you a sensible
Are you
person?
wearing a seatbelt?
No, you're not.
No, you are not.
No, because I've just took it off.
No, exactly, and you're on the road. So there it's. I've got you for two.
This guy's poor passenger. Oh no.
Go two offences.
I'm gonna fucking get.
Are you? That's interesting. You're on camera. You're on camera.
Excuse me. Would you like that broken? Would you like it broken?
No, don't touch it.
Would you like it broken?
Don't.
Right, well get a fucking life or I'm gonna sort you out and your fucking camera. Sad little cunt.
Yep.
Why don't you get a car?
I've got a car.
Have you? You probably get banned from it.
You've just committed an assault.
Park behind me, I'll knock you off. It's called legal.
Yeah, put your seatbelt on. That's
Put your fucking mouth shut. You are really pissing me off.
I know I am.
And you do this for a hobby? Fucking annoy people. I'm taking your camera.
Right. Try it.
Come on, fucking try it. Come on, you cunt. Take it.
Try it.
Come on, fucking try it. Come on, you cunt. Take it. Come on. That fucking thing.
He does the full tumble, dude. Yeah, you didn't even trip on anything. You just...
Hey, what do we have?
Dexter versus the brain surgeon. Hi, baby.
Have unnecessary wokeness. Does the game have unnecessary wokeness? It has necessary wokeism. This is the wokest woke game to ever woke this earth, and I love it. I love how woke this game is. You just came into the stream. You missed it. We were playing some of the campaign. Under this armor, my main character has blue hair, and he screamed Black Lives Matter before shooting a heretic who was, of course, a MAGA supporter right in the face. There's actually a whole mission where you're trying to do as many abortions as possible. You're trying to just convince conservative women to have careers instead.
Okay. You do solid work, man. Do a good job on calling out the right wingers who work for the Russians. I don't care what you think about Trump supporters. You're always honest. You're not a snake or a weasel. Thanks, buddy. A 19-year-old on Wall Street bets lost all his money after he shorted copper because people didn't like how the bronze medals at the Olympics looked, and he figured this would crush the copper market since bronze is 88% copper. Okay.
Yo, so I'm out in White Marsh, right? Everybody found out. They found out that Ed Nettie stopped playing on the TV, and everybody's wilding now.
Where did Dustin go?
Ed Nettie been canceled for years, yo. That's why I'm confused. Yo, Ed, and Eddie has been off the air for some time now. Why is everyone just now?
Get in the fucking car right
all the media ran with was that because you are a host whose show is posted at Tenet Media, that this must have implicated you or Dave Rubin or Benny Johnson. Why don't you give us sort of the rundown of what's going on here?
Простой версией будет то, что подкаст Culture War существовал задолго до Tenet Media или любых лицензионных соглашений. У нас уже было шоу, у меня несколько YouTube-каналов, один из них youtube.com, Dimcast.
But I heard Destiny say that when someone interferes with elections or like tries...
Oh, I can already hear it. What about when we interfere with elections? What about all the people that interfere in our elections? APAC. Sorry, that's just...
To change America's culture for, say, Russia's benefit. Is a kinetic response justified? Destiny says yes. And I'm like, kinetic response? He's talking about bombs and missiles and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay to reply with force to, like, I don't know, IT crimes?
I don't know. I guess it depends on implications of it. But, like, surely if Destiny has an opinion that strong about these retards taking money from Russia...
Please, APAC Jews, APAC Jews, APAC Jews, APAC Jews, please, 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 APAC Jews, APAC Jews, please, APAC Jews. I'm edging right now. I'm so close. Oh, please, I just want to come. Yes.
Then you would have the same opinion about much more powerful foreign lobbying groups on a much larger scale doing it in the U.S., right?
You thinking of APAC?
Yeah. Wait, say
yeah.
Any sort of influence from a foreign country, like that's crazy. We can't allow that.
Thank God. Oh, I've been edging all morning. How far? We should have like a speed run. Blame Jews for some shit counter. Where's the one guy that does getting called the N-word speed running?
All right, so people tend to be really emotional on Rust, so this should be it. Good pistol out for good speed boost. Really good side cancel. Okay, really good side cancel again. Nice weapon swap. This could be it. That's right. We did it. All the most toxic people play shipment on hardcore, and it's a smaller map than Rust, so it should get some really good times. Really good side cancel with the Uzi. Really good RPG swap. Really good shot on target. This could be it. So I'm going to be combining the Black Lives Matter strat with the hardcore S&D. Should lead to some pretty good times. Lobby. Oh, BLM. Stop 2.5! We fucking didn't know what's beating that list! TikTok took down my last world record speed run, so I'm back with another attempt using the same BLM hardcore S&D meta. Hopefully we can get good times. Lobby. BLM. This don't matter. Yes, go! That's the fucking world record! I did it! So I've decided to switch from the BLM strat, which is 3 syllables, to I'm Black, which is only 2. Should get some pretty good times. Oh, let's get ready. I'm Black. Let's go! I told it was gonna be good! Let's go! In order to get the most toxic players, we switch from hardcore S&D to core S&D, still using the same OP on Black strat. Hopefully we can break sub 1 with this. Let's get ready. I'm Black. Oh my God, we did it! Sub 1.5!
I'm sorry. Why is it different? APAC is a domestic lobbying firm. They domestically lobby for the interests. It's not really interests, but for the favor of Israel. They want America to be friendly towards Israel, but it's a domestic firm. They don't take foreign money. They don't take foreign direction. If they do, or if it's found out and they're not reporting too far, then they should be reported and they should be prosecuted. But that's the difference. If you have a domestic firm in the United States called the Russian lobbyist, like lobby for Moscow or whatever. If it's just a bunch of people in the United States that think that Russia should rise again and they want to take money and they want to influence politics, they can do that. It's fine. You don't have to report it. If there's no foreign money, no foreign direction, that's fine. You can do that. When it's unreported, that's the issue. Is the non-disclosure, the unreported stuff. That's the issue.
It's got to work on behalf of Americans. Having a whole lobby working on behalf of another country, that's bananas, dude. That's crazy.
Do you not think that there are other people inside of our country that advocate for the interests of other countries? Of course this happens, right? People want us to be friendly with Canada, obviously, with Mexico, obviously. Foreign nationals want us to be friendly with the other countries, of course, which is fine. You should be able to advocate for your country. That's fine. You just have to disclose it if you're getting foreign money. That's it. It's so easy.
That's insane.
When you start talking about state actors, like the money's a lot. I mean, like, I'll make it up. Like Nokia is only willing to pay so much to influence American politics. But Russia or China, like, if you told me China would pay $1 trillion to choose the president, maybe?
Well, maybe not between the two.
Okay, I love all these guys. I love you. I love all of you guys. Okay, $1 trillion. That's a lot of money. Okay.
Told me China would pay $1 trillion to choose the president, Maybe.
Well, they got maybe not between the two candidates. If they get we get Wang.
Oh, $1 trillion to choose the president through a whole bunch of other. I mean, actually, that's still a lot of money. It would depend on what you mean by pay, but.
Great president for you.
Okay,
Wang
sure.
is the best.
I love America.
I'm America Wang.
Got his eyes taped open eating hot dogs.
I got lost in the big numbers, but $1 billion, yeah. I bet they pay $1 billion to choose between even the current two. Like if they could only choose, they might pick one or the other for $1 billion.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know who they pick.
We've seen billionaires drop money like that. Didn't Zuckerberg put $300 million into Georgia alone for get out the vote in 2020 for the Democrats?
I don't know.
Like that. Didn't Zuckerberg put $300 million into Georgia alone for get out the vote in 2020 for the?
Did he? I know that Facebook was investigating some type of like vote related stuff. I don't know if he did 300 million or not though.
The Democrats?
I don't know. I know
crazy.
Musk pledged $45 million a month for Trump, but then backed out.
And he was like, "Nah, I got the PR I wanted out of that."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a little quiet back.
Trump already flip flopped on electric vehicles, so I just gotta back out.
I think he's happy with the electric vehicle flip flop because it didn't really apply to Teslas because it was something about his vehicles are so expensive it wasn't even going to bother him. Something about the tax credit being for vehicles under 35 grand or something. I did see him flip flop like the next 2 days later. He was at some building and they're like, "Hey, so you're giving 45 million to Trump a month?" No, no, won't be doing that. I don't want to interfere with any elections. And he just like walks away with his schism. You know, he's an odd guy. He's fun to watch on the mic. Sometimes he's so bad that you're like, "Oh my god, it must be atrocious to be meeting this guy." And occasionally it's like, I don't know, he has his coffee or something. He's pretty poignant and he gets his point across well, but it's not all the time.
He loves like boomer memes. Like,
He's conservative,
like memes that would fit in like 10 years ago. Like they would have been outdated 10 years ago.
He doesn't have a great sense of humor on the witty scale there. That's a little too on the nose what you're doing there. And then
AI'd into a Chinese duet.
Biden, like string music playing in the background.
Are wiping over the snowy Chinese background.
I thought that was real. I got
you gotta be careful, man. You didn't know that either of our candidates had those kind of pipes.
No, I get fooled by.
I say, can you see? I say, can you see?
Jesus Christ.
Remember when we explained that the Supreme Court made presidents theoretically immune from basically any criminal prosecution? Well, apparently Jack Smith didn't get the memo because he's moving full steam ahead in DC and Florida. He's giving the middle finger to Judge Cannon and filing a very interesting superseding indictment.
Is Timple actually flip-flopped or is he just baiting people? No, he's not even baiting. He's just being ironic on Twitter. Jesus.
In DC. He's playing a game of chicken with the Supreme Court, daring them to stick to their immunity ruling when they really don't want to deal with the implication of the Trump prosecution. Chaos lawyer Liz Dye explains, so I don't have to.
Thanks, Devin. Special counsel Jack Smith.
Why has she been brought on to do so much? Legal. I hope she's getting paid for this channel.
It came out swinging in the last week of August. First, he explained to the 11th Circuit why Judge Eileen Cannon was entirely wrong to dismiss the stolen documents case. Then he filed a superseding indictment in the election interference case, taking into account the Supreme Court's ruling that presidents can do crimes as long as they do them in an official capacity. It's widely assumed that Donald Trump will simply kill the cases if he gets reelected and brings the Justice League to the White House. So these latest filings are a roadmap of what will happen in 2025 if Vice President Harris wins in November and lets the special counsel get on with his work. On July 15th, Judge Eileen Cannon dismissed the documents case against Donald Trump and his aides, Walt Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira. The three were charged with concealing documents relating to U.S. national security that Trump had swiped from the White House and, in defiance of a grand jury subpoena, refused to give back. Come for the boxes of documents hidden in the shower, stay for the two hapless underlings wandering through the tunnels under Mar-a-Lago, shining flashlights at the security cameras and plotting to delete the footage. You know those Home Alone movies? Yeah, it was basically like that, but in Florida. Back in 2022, Judge Cannon let Trump delay the investigation with a misbegotten challenge to the search warrant that kicked up all those classified documents in his shower. The highly conservative 11th Circuit Court of Appeals put an end to that in a ruling that slammed her legal reasoning as preposterous. So when the case landed back on her docket in June of 2023, a lot of people expected her to find a way to make it go away. I don't think anyone expected it to be because the court decided that special counsels are categorically illegal.
I won the big case in Florida. That was supposed to be the biggest of the cases. I won the big case. I don't know the judge, but the judge was a brilliant judge, strong.
He doesn't remember a judge he appointed to the bench in November of 2020 after he lost the election? Huh. Well, she clearly remembers him. To say that Judge Cannon's ruling was out of left field is a massive understatement. Special and independent counsels have been a feature of American life for decades, including during the Trump administration. In 2017, Attorney General Jeff Sessions appointed Robert Mueller to investigate the Trump campaign's ties with Russia. Trump was furious and fired Sessions the day after the midterms, eventually going on to endorse his opponent, Tommy Tuberville, when Sessions ran to get his old Senate seat back in Alabama. But Trump never suggested that...
This Sessions everything relating to Sessions in this was so fucking ridiculous, by the way. Like, Trump wanted Sessions to rig this whole investigation for him. And when Sessions recused himself, saying, hey, I think I'm like a little bit too close to all of this to have an opinion, Trump lost his fucking mind. And we just kind of like accepted it. They're like, oh, okay.
Versus his opponent, Tommy Tuberville, when Sessions ran to get his old Senate seat back in Alabama. But Trump never suggested that Sessions didn't have the power to appoint Mueller, and he was anything but furious when his second Attorney General, Bill Barr, appointed Special Counsel John Durham to look into the origins of the Mueller investigation, and Special Counsel David Weiss to investigate Hunter Biden. Trump didn't even try to make this argument in D.C., and he didn't make it in Florida.
I'm trying to think. Do I ban people in YouTube chat for well actuallys? I'm behind the stream, but you can definitely lose a lot more than 1 or 2 pounds a week in the long term. It's just not healthy. I promise you that people with eating disorders haven't do. Yes, congratulations, you retarded fucking dipshit. You can also lose 100 pounds in a single fucking day if you amputate your legs. Yes. Congratulations.
Until a handful of conservative lawyers filed friend of the court brief saying, hey, what if special counsels are, unlegal? But Judge Cannon was into it in a big way and even gave those conservative lawyers time to argue the case in court, which is wild. But still, it was a surprise when she seized on this bizarre theory to dismiss the case. In essence, she found that the special counsel is functionally a U.S. attorney, and U.S. attorneys have to be approved by the Senate. And so, when Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed Smith without Senate approval, he violated the Appointments Clause of the Constitution, at least according to Judge Cannon. On August 26, Special Counsel Smith briefed his appeal to the 11th Circuit, and it is a very demure, very mindful curb stomp of Judge Cannon's legal reasoning. He noted that there have been independent and special counsels since the Civil War, and indeed one was used to prosecute Jefferson Davis, the putative president of the Confederacy, for treason, because attempting to overthrow the government used to be a crime.
Well, you have every right to do it.
The special counsel noted that the order appointing him referred to various federal statutes, including 28 U.S.C. sections 509, 510, 515, and 533.
If you're 500 pounds, losing 10 pounds a week is good and not overkill. 10 pounds in a week of fat? Please stop.
3. Specifically, Section 533 says the Attorney General may appoint officials to detect and prosecute crimes against the United States. And Section 515 says each attorney specially retained under authority of the Department of Justice shall be commissioned as special assistant to the Attorney General or special attorney and shall take the oath required by law. That would certainly appear to authorize the Attorney General to appoint special counsels without having to get Senate approval. But Judge Cannon had other ideas. She called Section 515 a logistics-oriented statute that gives technical and procedural content to the position of already retained special attorneys or special assistants within the Department of Justice. And she said those attorneys, again, already retained in the past tense, shall be commissioned, that is, designated or entrusted/tasked to assist in litigation and must take an oath. Nowhere in this sequence does Section 515B give the Attorney General independent power to appoint officers like Special Counsel Smith or anyone else for that matter.
Did you see Lev Pamas, the guy who basically started the Burisma stuff and was sentenced to 20 months, met with Hunter and apologized and said that Giuliani and Trump knew all allegations were false? I have not heard anything about that. I haven't looked anything up about that at all.
As the special counsel pointed out in his brief, Judge Cannon seems to be implying that the Attorney General has to hire a lawyer first and then promote him to special counsel 5 minutes later. By this logic, Attorney General Garland could have hired Smith for some other purpose and then, after any period of time, perhaps even a second, commissioned him as special counsel, since at that point he would have satisfied the requirement of being already retained. That simply cannot be the law. And as the special counsel pointed out, it certainly wasn't the law in 1974 when Richard Nixon didn't want to turn over the recordings he'd made of himself doing crimes in the White House. Nixon challenged special counsel Leon Jaworski's authority to subpoena the tapes. Like Smith, Jaworski was an outside attorney specially retained by acting Attorney General Robert Bork. The Nixon court unanimously held that Congress had vested in the Attorney General the power to conduct the criminal litigation of the United States government and to appoint subordinate officers to assist him in the discharge of his duties. And in support of that, the court cited 28 U.S.C. sections 509, 510, 515, and 533. Sound familiar? Judge Cannon shrugged this off as mere dicta, which is law talk for comments made by a judge in an opinion that are not necessary to decide the case. As the special counsel pointed out, if the Attorney General lacked the authority to appoint the special prosecutor, the regulation empowering that prosecutor to represent the sovereign interest of the United States in litigation would have had no force. And while Judge Cannon was willing to dismiss an actual Supreme Court opinion as mere dicta, she was super excited to treat one particular concurring opinion as real law, which again is not a thing. Concurrences don't even rise to the level of dicta. They're non-binding. But in the Supreme Court's immunity ruling, Justice Clarence Thomas penned a concurrence answering a question nobody had asked. The issue was whether Trump could be tried for crimes committed while in office. But Justice Thomas bigfooted in to announce that he was not sure that any office for the special counsel has been established by law as the Constitution required. He called Smith a private citizen who cannot criminally prosecute anyone, let alone a former president. To be clear, no one else signed on to this concurrence, not even Justice Sam Alito. But Judge Cannon, who happily shrugged off the actual holding in the Nixon case, more or less copied Justice Thomas's concurrence and treated it like it was the law of the land. So once again, Special Counsel Smith is asking the 11th Circuit to clean up Judge Cannon's mess before it gets even more out of hand. He warns that Judge Cannon's logic would invalidate the appointment of every member of the Department of Justice who exercises significant authority and occupies a continuing office.
Must be collusion going on between these people. Yeah, I don't know. The Thomas Cannon seemed like they have like literally a direct contact to each other. Unless there's something I'm missing, or unless that's standard behavior and I just missed it, I don't understand. I don't understand this at all. But yeah, it just seems really weird.
Office other than the few that are specifically identified by statute, and would likewise raise questions about hundreds of appointments throughout the executive branch, including in the Department.
Is it too conspiratorial to assume Thomas wrote this for Cannon? No, that would be my assumption. I don't even think that's conspiratorial. I think the standard assumption would be that Thomas wrote that opinion to help Trump in his case in Florida. I don't know why else he would have. I have no idea why else he would write that concurrence. It's super wild and random.
Departments of Defense, State, Treasury, and Labor, which all rely on sections resembling Sections 509 and 510 to support their secretary's authority to appoint inferior officers. The 11th Circuit is likely to set this case for oral argument toward the end of 2024. But in the meantime, the election interference case is heating up again. The case against Trump for trying to overturn the election in 2020 has been on ice since December, when Judge Tanya Chutkan denied Trump's motion to dismiss based on presidential immunity. Unlike most legal issues, which can only be appealed when the case is over, presidential immunity is what's known as a threshold question, and the denial was immediately appealable. That's why the case was paused, why the appeal wended its way through the courts. The D.C. Circuit agreed with Judge Chutkan that there was no such thing as absolute presidential immunity. But 6 Supreme Court justices, 3 of whom were appointed by Trump himself, decided that presidents are, in fact, above the law. It was a wild, ahistorical ruling. So much so that Devin titled the video on this channel, "We're The court reasoned that forcing the most powerful person on earth to abide by the law might cause him to be chilled from taking the bold and unhesitating action required of an independent executive. So, for things that are his unique constitutional responsibility, the president can't be criminally prosecuted even if those things are crimes, which means that presidents are now free to do stuff like sell pardons.
Fuck. She just said that. I was gonna. They should just do a thing where Congress should try to pass a law, or no. The president should say, I'm going to pardon somebody like one time per week. I'm going to find whoever wants to donate like $50 to Planned Parenthood once per week will be entered into a lottery to get pardoned. And just do that until Congress passes a law? No, actually, it would have to be a constitutional amendment. Or a new Supreme Court would have to reverse on their last ruling. That's the only way to undo the immunity thing. A president should just do that until it happens. Yeah.
The outer perimeter of his official responsibilities, like making policy speeches, the president enjoys at least a presumptive immunity from criminal prosecution. Trump has taken the position that this covers his efforts to pressure state officials to steal Biden's electoral votes and give them to him. That would include the famous call threatening criminal penalties for Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger if he didn't magic up just the right number of votes to flip the state. Trump also argued that his tweets riling up his supporters, as well as his speech on the ellipse on January 6, 2021, were official president stuff. Chief Justice Roberts and his fellow conservatives dodged the decision about whether Trump was acting in an official capacity when he urged the mob to march on Congress and fight. The justices conceded that there may be contexts in which the president, notwithstanding the prominence supporters, as well as his speech on the ellipse on January 6, 2021, were official president stuff. Chief Justice Roberts and his fellow conservatives dodged the decision about whether Trump was acting in an official capacity when he urged the mob to march on Congress and fight.
I don't think that was ever brought before the court, no? Was the speech on January 6th part of that case in any capacity? I don't think it was it? I don't remember it being part of it. I think I don't remember that.
Fight. The justices
I don't think it was.
Conceded that there may be contexts in which the president, notwithstanding the prominence of his position, speaks in an unofficial capacity, perhaps as a candidate for office or party leader. But they blamed the trial court for failing to consider the issue using the rubric they hadn't made up yet back in December. The court was even more skeptical that Trump was acting in a personal capacity when he pressured Mike Pence to reject the real swing state electors and accept the fake ones. The justices concede that Pence was acting as president of the Senate and not part of the executive branch when he opened the envelopes containing the electoral certificates. And they admit that the president plays no role in congressional certification of the election. But they said that applying a criminal prohibition to a president's conversations discussing such matters with the vice president, even though they concern his role as president of the Senate, may well hinder the president's ability.
Criminal prohibition. What the fuck does...
to perform his constitutional functions. The court's conservatives did not explain what constitutional functions the president might be performing when asking the vice president to illegally overturn an election. Instead, they held that it is ultimately the government's burden to rebut the presumption of immunity. We therefore remand to the district court to assess in the first instance, with appropriate input from the parties, whether a prosecution involving Trump's alleged attempts to influence the vice president's
Stop spam linking this. Stop. This doesn't think what you mean it thinks, okay? Unless something new has come out. I believe we read through this part of the big affidavit. This just means that Russians are like taking notes from certain content creators about like how to do certain types of propaganda, or like what good types of propaganda looks like. This doesn't necessarily mean that they were directing Candace to write this. Now, they could have been directing her to write this, possibly, but I don't believe that affidavit was stating that. That wasn't what it was trying to prove. It was just giving examples of like propaganda that Russians are looking at, and Candace Owens is one of those. Stop spamming this link saying this is proving that she's taking orders from the Russians. I don't believe that's what now that could be the case, but I don't believe that's what that affidavit was stating. Okay, stop.
Proceeding in his capacity as president of the Senate would pose any dangers of intrusion on the authority.
What does it mean, fake electors? Donald Trump had the 7 swing states. He assembled a bunch of people in these different states, and he falsely had them claim that they were the electors, and they sent in their votes to Congress to say that the states actually voted for him instead of Biden.
Oversight of the certification proceeding in his capacity as president of the Senate would pose any dangers of intrusion on the authority and functions of the executive branch. And so, special counsel Jack Smith has agreed to take them up on it. If the Supreme Court is going to invent new rules, he'll do his best to play by them and win.
Now, if you tried to subvert the election and kill your vice president, you'd want a good lawyer. But if you want a great lawyer, my law firm, the Eagle Team, can help. If you've suffered a data breach, especially if you got a data breach letter saying that your social security number has been leaked, were involved in a car crash, or have dealt with sexual harassment from Trump or anyone else, we can represent you or find you the right attorney who can. Because it's so important.
Bro, something I realized yesterday, Donald Trump and everybody around him is the free money button. It's actually bullshit. Like, it was crypto scams and NFTs before. Now it's just anybody around Trump. These motherfuckers, if they just talk about you, it's like free money. These guys are so fucking stupid. Holy shit.
Talk to a lawyer.
Has the fake elector scheme been done before in America? No.
Sexual harassment from Trump or anyone else, we can represent you or find you the right attorney who can. Because it's so important to talk to a lawyer right away so you can maximize your recovery and get the best representation that you can. So just click on the link in the description or call the phone number that's on screen right now for a free consultation with my team. Because you don't just need a legal team, you need the Eagle Team. So you click on the link below.
The election case landed back on Judge Tuchman's docket on August 2nd, and she immediately asked the parties how they plan to proceed. The special counsel requested 3 extra weeks to assess the new precedent set forth last month in the Supreme Court's decision in Trump v. United States. Trump, who has demanded that all his prosecutions take place in 2025, or preferably never, happily agreed. But he might not have done that if he'd realized that the prosecution would use that time to convene a brand new grand jury and secure a second pared-down indictment, taking into account the Supreme Court's ruling. The superseding indictment, unsealed on August 27th, contains the exact same 4 counts as the original one. Trump is still charged with obstruction of an official proceeding, conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against the right to vote and have one's votes counted, since his plan would have involved throwing out about 20 million ballots. The new indictment is 9 pages shorter, thanks largely to the omission of this guy.
Can I put pants on first? Sir, you gotta clear the house.
We're going to clear the house. As soon as we clear the house, we'll get you to talk to your lawyer and we'll get some pants on, okay?
That would be Jeff Clark, who spent the last months of the Trump administration as head of the Justice Department's Civil Division. Clark was an environmental lawyer and not the kind who works for the Sierra Club. He sued the government to block greenhouse gas regulations, and he worked on the team that defended BP after a tanker called the Deepwater Horizon dumped 210 million gallons of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. Clark was definitely not an election lawyer, but he did a lot of research on the internet and decided that there had been fraud in the swing states that cost Trump the election. Again, no, there had not. At Trump's direction, Clark came up with what he called a proof of concept letter addressed to Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, as well as the Speaker of the Georgia House and President of the Senate. The letter claimed, falsely, that the Justice Department had, quote, identified significant concerns that may have affected the outcome of the election in multiple states, including the state of Georgia. It suggested that the Georgia General Assembly should convene in special session so that its legislators are in a position to take additional testimony, receive new evidence, and deliberate on the matter consistent with its duties under the United States Constitution. That is, he wanted to provide state legislators with a pretext to meet up and steal Biden's electoral votes. Clark tried to get his boss, Richard Donahue, the principal deputy attorney general, to send that letter out over his own name. But Donahue said there was no chance he would sign this letter or anything remotely like it, and nor would Attorney General Jeff Rosen. White House counsel Pat Cipollone called the letter a murder-suicide pact that would damage everyone who touches it. So Clark went back to Trump and got the president to agree to fire Rosen and make Clark attorney general. But on January 3rd, 2021, just 3 days before the election was due to be certified, the entire leadership of the Justice Department and the White House counsel's office converged in the Oval Office and threatened that they would all quit if Trump put Clark in charge of the Justice Department.
And he kind of retorted by saying, well, I've done a lot of very complicated appeals and civil litigation, environmental litigation, and things like that. And I said, that's right, you're an environmental lawyer. How about you go back to your office and we'll call you when there's an oil spill.
The Jeff Will Call You If There's an Oil Spill episode featured prominently in the original indictment, where Clark was described as co-conspirator for a Justice Department official who worked on civil matters and who
has all been cut out now. Rip.
With the defendant, attempted to use the Justice Department to open sham election crime investigations and influence state legislatures with knowingly false claims of election fraud. It made it very clear that Trump knew, because literally every government lawyer but Jeff Clark told him so, that he'd lost the election and that his plan to have the vice president reject electors was wildly illegal.
Did all the people complaining about it point out to you you actually did better in Detroit than you did last time? I mean, there's no indication of fraud in Detroit.
But thanks to the Supreme Court, evidence of official acts or counsel from the president's advisors is off limits. So,
Could Jeff Clark on bridges? He blocked me on Twitter.
Fraud in Detroit.
But thanks to the Supreme Court, evidence of official acts or counsel from the president's advisors is off limits. So the section captioned "The defendants attempt to leverage the Justice Department to use deceit to get state officials to replace legitimate electors and electoral votes with defendants" is out completely. The special counsel was also forced to delete all references to people at the White House telling Trump that there was no fraud which could have changed the outcome of the election. But they left in the effort to get Mike Pence to throw out the electoral votes. Smith wrote that the defendant had no official responsibilities related to the certification proceeding, but he did have a personal interest as a candidate in being named the winner of the election. And all of the conversations between the defendant and vice president described below focused on the defendant maintaining power. That is a choice. Chief Justice Roberts invited Smith to rebut the presumption of immunity, and Smith is going to do his level best to do it. And that is going to be a hell of a fight. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is handling the matter in his usual way. Yeah, he's yelling on Truth Social. In order to save face, the illegally appointed special counsel, deranged Jack Smith, has brought a ridiculous new indictment against me, which has all the problems of the old indictment and should be dismissed immediately. He called it shocking for them to do this immediately after our Supreme Court victory on immunity, despite the fact that this is exactly what the Supreme Court told the prosecutors to do. Trump also claimed that it is DOJ policy that the Department of Justice should not take any action that will influence an election within 60 days of that election, but they just have taken such action. Voting starts on September 6th, therefore the DOJ has violated its own policy, election interference. And he demanded that all of these Comrade Kamala Biden hoaxes should be immediately dismissed. Every part of that is just wrong. First of all, there's no rule. It's the Justice.
Yeah, I don't think there's a rule. It's probably just a norm. You don't usually want to influence the election. But what about when Donald Trump was literally trying to use the DOJ to get the Electoral College to not certify the vote?
Justice Department's internal policy that a prosecutor should never time investigative steps, criminal charges, or statements to affect an election. But it wasn't Jack Smith who timed this thing. It was the Supreme Court who sat on it until the last day of the term, held it for an additional 30 days, and then instructed the prosecutor to go back and amend his case in light of the ruling. Second, a superseding indictment, particularly one that pares down rather than enlarges the original charges, does not violate the rule. Third, the superseding indictment dropped 69 days before the election, and no, you don't start counting backward from the first day someone, somewhere can cast a ballot. And number four, Vice President Harris has nothing to do with this indictment. That's the whole purpose of having an outside lawyer appointed to bring the case. Nevertheless, House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan sent Attorney General Garland a nasty...
This guy is a subhuman piece of disgusting shit. Everything that Jim Jordan does and it stands for is fucking gross. What state is this guy from? Who is he? God, this guy is so gross. Is it Ohio? My God. Ugh.
Letter on August 30th calling it the initiation of a prosecutorial action by the Biden-Harris administration against its opponent in the upcoming election, and insisting that there is no persuasive argument why Special Counsel Smith could not wait until after the election to file this superseding indictment. Well, that's not law, but I'm sure it's fun to say. Back in the real world, this case is creaking back to life. Both Trump and Smith agree that there will be a knockdown, drag-out fight over whether the Pence evidence can be admitted at trial. The special counsel proposes that the argument over immunity should get started immediately and run parallel to the other motions to dismiss, which were frozen in place by the appeal. Trump proposes not that. He wants to do this thing as slowly as possible. In fact, he'd like the special counsel to say nothing at all until after the election. Instead, he suggests that they should spend the rest of 2024 litigating his motion to dismiss the case based on the theory that the special counsel was illegally appointed. Trump hasn't even filed that motion yet, and arguably, he's waived his right to do it since the deadline for pretrial motions was in October before the Supreme Court froze the case. Judge Chutkan may let him file it anyway, but if she does, it's not likely to take her 4 months to decide since the D.C. Circuit ruled in 2019 that special counsel Robert Mueller's appointment, under the same statutes as Jack Smith, did not violate the Appointments Clause. Told you that Judge Cannon dismissal order was nutso. Trump's proposed scheduling order drops off after the third week in January when the new president will be sworn in, and that's probably not a coincidence. After that, he mumbles about spending spring through fall of 2025 on additional proceedings if necessary. Leaving aside the obvious implication that he intends to win in November and put an end to this case, Trump is probably not crazy to suggest that it will drag on through 2026 if he loses the election, because immunity is a threshold question that can be immediately appealed. Remember, that's how this case got sidetracked in the first place. So unless Judge Chutkan dismisses the case because it includes the Pence pressure campaign, Trump is going to appeal immediately and ask the Supreme Court to bail him out again. But by then, the 11th Circuit may well have returned the documents case to Judge Cannon so she can find some other reason to dismiss it and force Jack Smith, back to the 11th Circuit, which means we'll be covering these Trump trials for a long, long time.
But on Thursday, September 5th, Judge Chutkan issued a very interesting scheduling order in the D.C. case that has a bunch of stuff happening long before the election. She basically told the litigants that she's not taking the election into consideration. Jack Smith's opening brief on presidential immunity is set for September 26th, and Trump's response and renewed motion to dismiss are due on October 17th. And maybe most hilariously, Trump has a reply brief on one issue due on November 7th. But maybe he could ask Mike Pence for help. I wonder what happened to that guy. Yeah, ever since Trump tried to kill Mike Pence, he's really fallen off the face of the earth. It's almost like he used today's sponsor, Incogni, which removes your personal data from online data brokers by reaching out directly and forcing them to take your personal info down. If the data brokers refuse, Incogni will take care of that too, because Incogni fights back. These data brokers are the reason why in the US you can search your name and find a bunch of websites that will give anyone your home address, phone number, and extensive history. They also might be why you're getting so many spam calls lately, or even why someone might steal your identity. But Incogni is a great way to fight back, increase your online privacy, and cut down on those annoying scam calls and emails that used to flood my voicemail and inbox. I've been using Incogni for years. You can see I was on hundreds of lists, some of which had a high sensitivity score, meaning that the broker had tons of data on me. Luckily, Incogni has completed hundreds of takedowns for me and is processing dozens of others. If I were to try this myself, it would take hundreds of hours. So thank you, Incogni, for saving me hundreds of hours and adding me to over 40 suppression lists. And the best part is Incogni will continue to conduct ongoing removals, because even if the broker removes your data once, they can collect it again. Incogni makes sure that your personal information stays off the market for good. So if online privacy is important to you, give Incogni a try. If you click on the link that's on screen right now or down below, you can try Incogni risk-free for 30 days and get a full refund if you're not into it. But if you are, you can use the code LegalEagle for an exclusive 60% off discount. So to get an exclusive 60% off discount, just click on the link that's on screen right now or down in the description and use the code LegalEagle. After that, click on this link over here for more Legal Eagle, or I'll see you in court.
Wow. What did Jim Jordan do? Just everything. He's just one of the biggest Trump dick sucks in all of fucking Congress. I think, wasn't he the one that tried to file or did file like the articles of impeachment against Joe Biden? Yeah, he's just insane. What? Did you just make fun of me? This must be John Bolton's burner account. Apparently asking questions is a terrorist act. I do everything I do for free, but I would happily accept Russian money if that means they'll fund me for confronting war criminals. My DMs are open, Russia. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. Rep. What am I doing? I'm fucking your mom. Wait, did we do flags yesterday? I don't think we did. Right, we should do flags first, so that they're fresh in my brain for when we do our time guesser. The shield countries are always the hardest. I don't even know if Serbia is a shield country. Oh, it is. Yeah, they are. Bosnia. And it's this one. Where the oh. No. Fuck! It's one of the boring stripes. Hungary is one of the most boring, gross-colored... This is like... Is this Romania? Yeah, it is. Fuck! It's the... Yeah, this one. Cringe. I can't believe I keep getting these right. I feel like I'm going to mix them up every time, but I'm not, right? Because I'm a god. Oh, I'm a fucking god. Oh. Not really, though. Austria has a weird, stupid one. Has a cringe, boring one. What's this? Oh, what? I don't even know how. My God. Denmark? Was this, right? I always want to say this. Oh, no, wait. This is Norway. This is Denmark. No. Wait. It's Sweden, Finland, Norway, Denmark? Denmark, Norway? Norway. Denmark. Denmark. Yeah. Yeah. I know them all. I know everything. Belgium. Wait. Iceland? No, Belgium. Do we do Iceland? Does Iceland have a flag here? Or do they have a different flag? No, that is Iceland. No. It's Sweden, Finland. Belgium. Chocolates. Oh, no, it's the Germany one. But the different way. In the Okay. It's okay. Latvia was the boring road. Or is that Lithuania? Latvia. Andorra is one of these stupid... Like, what's the difference between these two flags? Like, seriously? Seriously? Really? Okay. Belarus has the schizo writing. Finland. Spain has the weird shit. Right? Yeah. Malta? Chill. What is your problem? What are you screaming for? Malta. Slovenia is the blue one. Yeah. Czech Republic. This guy. Germany. Holy shit. Greece? Ireland? No. Yes. Iceland? Iceland probably has the coolest colors of all like those things or whatever. I think Iceland is the coolest of all the Scandinavian flags. It's the best colors. Hey, Dustin, how come you haven't been on / asked to be on PKA? Listen, I love this show. I love those guys, but 4 hours is just a huge time commitment if I don't have topics in advance, and it's just so much time. That's 4 hours. Do you know how many times I could come with your mom? Lithuania is a boring one. I think it's this, isn't it? Yeah. Ugh. Slovakia, I think is this guy. Yep. Norway. Estonia, my blue brothers. Portugal. Ukraine. Montenegro. Wait. Land of the Rising Sun. That's North Macedonia. No. Wait. This is Albania. This is Luxembourg? Wait. Oh, fuck. Fuck. They have this thing. Okay. Sweden. Albania. Soccer flag thing? I always get this wrong. Fuck. Oh my God, I just said it. Didn't I say it earlier? Croatia. The Netherlands. Ooh, they have a super boring one. Yikes. Red, white, and blue. The potion. The Vatican. Damn. Okay. Okay. Serbia. Was this one? Bulgaria. Oh, Belgium. Hi, what's up?
Hey, are we doing this?
No, next week.
No. We're going to make a Twitter space so we can have conservatives come yell at us
For over what?
over the election, over everything.
Were we supposed to?
Oh,
Oh, I mean, if you want to,
I think it'll be fun.
like right now, or
Whenever, it's free. It's your life.
yeah, true.
Well,
it
first
is.
of all,
What?
how you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
What do you think about the this whole thing?
I don't know, man. There's a wait. Which thing? Sorry.
What do you think?
I have no idea. Okay, Estonia. This is wait, reverse Poland. It's not Poland. It's reverse Poland. No. Fuck. Which one? I always forget. It's one of the small ones. I don't remember who. Sorry. Monaco. Monaco. Okay, wait. How is what going?
No, keep going. Keep going. I want you to get this right.
True. Okay, thank you. Albania. No, Albania is the black one. Albania is the black one. This is I don't remember. I'm not gonna remember. This? No. It's Montenegro. Greece. It's not Serbia. It's the island thing. Bro, these little island things. Fuck me. Iceland. France? No. Netherlands. France. No. Russia. UK. Ireland? Bosnia? Why am I forgetting where Bosnia is? It's eaten by Croatia, right? Bosnia. Yeah. Okay. This is not Italy, because Italy's just up and down. This is like Hungary's is more depressing than this, right? Or is this Hungary?
Here's a question for you. Why
Yeah.
is Rage Pope not banned in your chat?
I don't know. Somehow he's still.
And he has the orange name, and I don't have any orange name. I still have regular name.
Damn, that's wild, dog. What do you want me to do about it? Austria, Hungary.
Ban Rage Pope. Give me the orange name.
This isn't Hungary. I know it's not Hungary. It is Hungary. Okay, just kidding. Okay, I'll work on that. Next week if you do your show, okay? Finland. Finland? Finland. Yes.
Oh my god.
Okay, this is not Serbia. It's like, what is this? Bulgaria? No. Oh, it's a small one. It's a small, stupid one. Oh my god, Andorra. God, I'm so smart.
How is Rage Pope a Twitch partner?
Norway.
His content is awful.
Slovakia. Austria. Hungary. No. True. You should send in a formal complaint. This might be Serbia. No. Yeah, it might be. No, it's not. It's not. It's one of the small ones. Liechtenstein. I've been messing around with the Xbots more, and they operate like immune cells for certain talking points, almost like cyber lupus. Nice. This is Portugal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. True. This one's France.
On the Iberian Peninsula.
Nice. I don't even know what that means. What the fuck is Iberia? Kosovo? Hungary? No. I mean Romania? Wait, what am I even saying? This is Moldova. This is Romania. This isn't one of those though. It's another one. Wait, fuck. Where is it? What is it in our brain? It might be. It might be. It could be. It could. Could it be? No. Fuck. Oh fuck. Bulgaria. Okay. This is Cyprus. This is Poland, right? Poland?
It's Poland, yeah.
Yeah, true.
But like, why are you clicking south? You know that Germany invaded Poland.
Because
You
I
know where
like to
Germany
fuck
is.
your mom. Where was San Marino? Don't say it though. Hold on, wait. I'm still. Wait. I think I always fuck this up. One of these is the Vatican. I don't even know if San Marino's in. Wait.
Holy crap.
Yes.
This
Yes.
guy's lecturing us about Israel.
True. Can't even find San Marino on a map. Okay, this one was Hungary? No. Oh my god. Oh no, Italy. This is with the subway shop. Fuck. This is Spain.
Did you mess up the Italian flag?
Lithuania. Yes, I did. This is that boring road is not one of these two. Austria, Hungary. Oh, was this Austria? Oh, I'm so good. This is Belarus. Switzerland is here. No, that's Liechtenstein, I think.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Albania. No, this is Albania, right? No.
Albania's close to Greece.
Thanks, Sherlock. Belgium is here. Almost done. Belgium is this guy, right? Yeah. This is Liechtenstein. No, Luxembourg. Croatia, Serbia.
Deferred prosecution. Was there a deferred prosecution announcement?
Yeah, for your mom.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. Moldova, probably? Yeah, fuck me. Latvia. This is Serbia. This one is Croatia? No.
I'm okay with the Trump sentencing delay. I'm not like a lot of these other liberals who start crying every time something good happens to Trump.
Slovakia. Hungary.
The main reason is I don't have a problem
Romania.
with...
You don't have a problem with what?
With if the prosecution is not fighting, right? If the people are not fighting for that sentencing to happen quickly, I don't really think that the judge should be trashed because he uses his own discretion.
This is and then Denmark.
Well done.
Okay. Let me just run through just the missed.
Run through it, bro.
No,
There's no rush whatsoever.
There's a rush. Switzerland. These aren't like real places. It's a country. It's a whole last.
Did you just misspeak?
No. It's this guy. What? Does anybody even do anything there? I don't even know. Okay. And then this is Monaco. Monaco. How do you pronounce it? Do you know?
Monaco.
Monaco? Oh.
Yeah.
Monaco. Is it the place beneath Italy? No. Fuck. This is Wait. Oh no, it's up here. No. Oh my god, it's down here. Oh. Okay.
Why are you so confident about certain things when you have like no knowledge about them?
Because it's based as fuck. Croatia. No. It's one of these stupid fucking. It's this guy. No. Liechtenstein. This one is this. Croatia is this. And then, okay, just two. Okay. This with the guy here is Moldova. This is one of these stupid. This Liechtenstein.
You know the chatter name of 4 Doors More Whores?
Yeah, he's a popular chatter. He chats quite a bit.
All right, I'm gonna keep my eye on him from now on.
Why?
He said some things.
Uh-oh. Oh. This Christ.